My name is Hein van Heersten. I am the Executive Secretary of Adventist Professional Health and Humanitarian Services, in short APHHS. Apart from the general administrative duties of a secretary, I was mainly called to form part of the pastoral caring program of APHHS. We'll talk about that in a minute. One of the responsibilities of the Executive Secretary is to keep good communication between health workers. And so once a quarter, I would put together a newsletter called Health Focus and then send it out to all the Adventist health workers in South Africa, as well as to those who have emigrated and are practicing abroad. This, of course, gives good information of what is going on at home. One of the other responsibilities that I have for APHHS is to organize health conferences. These are very important aspects in the lives of our health workers, as it not only stimulates them in the information that is given at such a conference, but it also tends to build up good relationships within the health worker family. Then, of course, a very important responsibility of the Executive Secretary is to develop and continuously maintain a national network list of all the health workers within the Seventh-day Adventist Church in South Africa. This is sometimes not an easy thing because one does not always know where these health workers are and who they are. So I depend a lot upon the pastors and word of mouth from people to tell me about the other health workers so that we can add them to our list. Now, a very important ministry of APHHS, as far as my work is concerned, I think the most important aspect is the pastoral care program. This basically we owe to the vision and the mission of the late Dr. Warren Staples, who really had a deep compassion for the holistic well-being of all Adventist health workers. It basically entails that I travel right throughout the country to go and visit the health workers at their practices, at the universities and wherever they are. This also includes the medical health students. Most of these visitations happen at the practice itself because we don't want to intervene with personal time and family time, especially after a hard day's labor at the practice when they get home. So most of the visitations are done at the practices. They are quite short, about 10 minutes, which is normally ended with a prayer, and then I go on my way again. For the past 25 years in doing this ministry, I have found that our Adventist health workers are a very unique group of people. They are so dedicated. Wherever they worship at the churches, they form part of these worship. They go out and in reach out programs. They do health expos. Even in the preaching ministry, some of them actually operate as pastors of these congregations as well. So I admire them for this and really respect them for the way that they form part of the worship programs in our church. Then, of course, it is, as you all know, a sick world that we're all living in. Their practices are filled these days with patients that suffer mostly from mental illness. And this affects the doctors, this affects the health workers in a sense that they see the negative side of life. And I think this is where the pastoral caring visitation program is very helpful in a certain way. Of course, this ministry, one can ask, is it an important part of APHHS's outreach ministry to visit the doctors? Because this is a very unique ministry. And I would say definitely so. One cannot, or let me say it's very difficult to measure the effectiveness and the success of such a ministry. But what it does tell me is that APHHS has an interest and is concerned about the holistic well-being of all Adventist health workers within the South African Union region. So, for the past 25 years, I've had the wonderful privilege of working with a wonderful, dedicated APHHS team. And this has blessed and enriched my life tremendously.